You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Chris, stay here on the back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 253 of the Battered Heroes podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I think I know who to blame, and it's Solana's favorite player, Kristoff. I don't know. He came in.
Kristoff?
I mean, at this point, like, he came in and then everything just imploded.
Nah, I wouldn't blame Kristoff. But in another draw, and you know what? If this game would have ended 0-0, I would have felt okay. But dropping points at the death, that's fucking brutal. And speaking of Solana, what's going on, Solana?
Speaking of Solana or speaking of death?
Yes,
Solana.
Of Solana. I mean, I mentioned basically that the reason we lost probably is because of Kristoff.
Nah, I don't think so, man. Look,
Nah.
I think the last two games, dude, you just got to give it up to great plays at great moments. I mean, that's all you can chalk it up to. And Inter Miami missed some of their opportunities earlier in the game, and that's what happens when you don't capitalize on your opportunities.
Shout out to Mr. Farul. Good morning from India, I believe, 3:15 in the morning. Jeez, Louise.
Nice.
Thank God I didn't lay down the money, man. I thought about it so hard this morning because the line went up. It went from like plus 115 to plus 135 Inter Miami.
I saw that.
Okay,
I saw that.
Thank God I didn't lay it down.
Look, going into this game, we
I
didn't do
can't
a
say the
preview
same.
show. We didn't do a preview show, but if we would have done a preview show, I would have brought up the fact this is a narrow pitch. We like to build up the wings with Jordi Alba often. That's probably not going to be an option this game as much as it usually is. We're going to have to play up the middle. If they press us,
Indonesia.
we don't
Sorry,
have
Mo
many.
Farul. Sorry.
We don't have many outlets to go wide for, let's say, Toto Aviles, which always has issues with the pressure. Like, I thought those would be issues. Did I think we would overcome them? Yes. Did I think we would somehow come out with a win in a close game? I did. And we almost did. But it's really frustrating that we essentially had this game, right? Even if we didn't deserve to win it, because in a lot of aspects, I think that they outplayed us a million times. That they were, and they have the biggest home field advantage in the MLS, hands down. They kept bringing it up. They've lost literally 6 home games in the last 6 seasons before this year. Like, they by far and away have the biggest home field advantage of any team because their pitch is 6 yards more narrow than a regulation pitch. And 6 yards is 18 feet. Can you imagine 9 feet to each side? You are eliminating. You have a lot less space to work with. And that makes a huge difference, especially for us with Jordi Alba on the right side with Julian Gressel that was trying to work his way up. We had to work our way up the middle, and they're accustomed to playing there. So it's constantly congested. They know how to defend on that pitch. It's constantly congested. You saw every time Messi had the ball, he had 3 or 4 people fall down. It was a frustrating game to watch. They outplayed us. We still should have gotten the 3 points. And that's my spiel. Go ahead, whoever wants to take it away now, because I'm just frustrated.
I want to mention 2 comments here. Mez has been saying this earlier, and he said it now. They should get banned until they have normal pitches.
It's been like that since 2015.
And this is something that I've been wanting to mention. It took us literally a whole half for them to get comfortable, for the team, Inter Miami, to get comfortable with playing on that pitch. Because you could tell that the first half was literally just filling out the distances.
But that's how it is for every team that plays over there. Every team. I'm telling. Look, I used to watch NYCFC a lot. David Villa and Andrea Pirlo. Lampard not so much, but he barely played anyway. Those two made it a point to bring up the fact that it took them 2 to 3 games to get adjusted to that narrow pitch. It takes an adjustment period. Did I think we would come out on top anyway because I thought we would play better in the second half? Yes. Did we play better in the second half? But we shouldn't have dropped those points. Solana, what's your takeaways?
I mean, I thought Inter Miami dominated most of the game. And in the second half, obviously, New York City FC had a couple clear chances. But, I mean, I saw a couple people mention in the chat in the first half, if Taylor, if your boy Taylor, Chris, doesn't get in the way, Suarez has a banger. And I don't know why they called offsides because Taylor wasn't even offsides anyways in the play. I don't know why the play didn't.
Something's going on with your mic, Solana. I can barely hear you.
It's getting like lower and lower. I think there's like you got to tap it or something.
The more you're speaking,
I think it's going through. I think it's with the mic from the headphones.
So while Solana figures that out, uh, I didn't think we played. I mean, yes, technically we did play better. We found more space in the second half, but I still thought NYCFC was the better side.
Yeah.
The goal we scored, what minute did we score that goal? And I know we're going to go through it like we usually do. We scored that goal in the 75th minute. That was the first shot on goal. 75th minute. You're 3/4 of the way through the game.
Yeah.
It was a rough game to watch, man.
Well, there's not really too many like shining moments in terms of scores, right? I mean, Campana gets subbed in the 72nd minute. 3 minutes later, makes a difference by banging in a goal and adding on to his record retaining goals for the club. So he has that one extra goal before Messi has to work for it. And then other than that, I mean, we have the last minute heroics, which, I mean, I don't know if it was Frey. I think it was Frey. Literally got bodied before that. He got literally tossed to the ground before that corner came in, and then somebody just banged it in the back of the net.
Solana, is your mic back?
I don't know. Is it back?
Nope, it's not.
No, it's
Can't hear you.
pretty.
We cannot hear you. So
it was getting lower and lower at some point.
Yeah.
So,
man, that first half was pretty bad. Like I said, we you could tell we couldn't figure it out, and then they were pressing us, and we have a hard enough time getting out of the press as it is. When it's a narrow pitch and you can't work it out wide, it's even harder. You could tell that it was just Busquets would have been nice to have as a center back or even as a defensive midfielder to help distribute the ball there. I think he would have helped. The fact that they were playing so congested in that midfield, I think Busquets would have done a good job of opening the game up for us. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, again, this is NYCFC's advantages, and I don't know if you want to get to pregame. I don't know if everybody saw the video of Miami's bus rolling through Rivera Ave. Did you get to see that? Rivera Drive.
go ahead, Solana.
I said I saw it.
No.
Yeah. Your mic is still low, but I think I heard you a little bit that you saw it.
All right. Yeah, I saw it.
Get closer. I think I heard you a little better.
I said I saw it.
Okay, it was great, Danny.
What's going on with your mic, Solana?
I don't know, man. I took it to Uruguay and now it's not functioning.
There it goes.
That's
It's
better.
coming back.
That's
It's
sounding
coming
better,
back.
Yeah,
Coming back.
the life is returning. You want to go through the starting 11 real quick, Danny?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll put it up. So this is the starting 11.
Yeah, for those of you on audio, here it is. It's pictured on our YouTube video. Please join us there. Subscribe and like, guys, while you're here. We got at the top Taylor left wing, Messi right wing, Suarez top striker, lone striker. You got a really weird situation here because it seemed like it was a 3-5-2 or a 5. I don't know. So you got Alba as a left. Yeah, and then 3-4-3, but like Alba was like a left wing back, but like a left mid. Gressel was like a right wing back or right mid. Bright Redondo staying in the middle of the field as center mids, and then you got Allen left center back, Aviles center back, Frey right center back, and then Calendar, of course, in between the sticks. I gotta tell you, when I saw this starting lineup, I said, "This is sexy. This is sexy. This back line right here, this is sexy stuff. This is speed. This is great recovery on defense." Like, I actually would have considered that Christoph would have been a decent start in this game because there's not so much field.
I mean, this is the perfect time to pull out the 3 in the back because you don't have to defend very wide anyway. Yeah. So you could defend with 3 in the back. And I felt like Alba and Gressel were doing a pretty good job of staying back anyway. Alba, I think they showed the heat map at some point in the game. He didn't have an opportunity to push up because he just didn't.
Yeah. No, go ahead. You were going to say.
No, Mike V saying lineup was a disaster. I didn't think it was a disaster.
I think on the contrary here. What did you think of the lineup there, Solana?
I thought the lineup was good. I like the back 3 young guys, especially Allen coming back to the lineup after his concussion. I thought, again, I know people were killing me in the chat, but I thought that they played well in the first half. They had the ball mostly in their possession. And to me, they had the clearest chance of them all. Now, did they have the most? No. And I know people are complaining that they only had 7 shots or whatever. But dude, you have to understand that's what this type of game kind of presents itself. It's a very tight space game, and to echo what Danny's saying, I mean, it's real complicated to play in that narrow of a stadium. But hey, it's part of the MLS rules, so touche to them. They use it to their advantage.
And for those of you wondering, technically the width, MLS rules say that the most narrow it could be is 70 yards, but a lot of people say that NYCFC's stadium is actually 68 yards wide. It's just they kind of just turn a blind eye to it because otherwise they wouldn't meet regulation and they couldn't play there. But yes, everybody says that it's probably 68 yards wide, which is very narrow. Chris, were you happy to see Taylor starting?
I mean, I was. I mean, to be perfectly honest, we don't have Matias Rojas available. And honestly, this actually would have been a perfect game for Diego Gomez because that's small of a pitch for a man like that. That would have been amazing.
He would have been all over the place.
Oh, my God. He would have been a terrorist. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that in New York City. But yeah, we can bleep that out later. He would have been a madman on that pitch. So I think that it would have been the perfect game to insert Diego Gomez, but unfortunately with the injury and then Matias Rojas as well. I mean, Taylor, is really the only sort of player that you're going to be able to put in that place other than like maybe what? Benjamin Kramaki?
I felt like in at least the first half, I thought that Inter Miami looked lost. They had no shots on target. They had 3 shots. I don't remember them having those 3 shots. They had 3 shots on target. I thought that they couldn't find any continuity getting from the back line to the front line. They, like I said, they were taking a while to adjust. Now, the way we're talking, do you think that we talk differently about, because I feel like there's a certain tone that we're talking, right? We're talking about how poorly they performed. If we come away with those 3 points, does this show start the way we started it? No, I think I would have, because I thought that there wasn't a great performance, but maybe the tone would have been different. But I still would have been saying that they played poorly.
Well, what do you think, Solana?
I disagree. I don't think they played poorly. And I mean, I again, maybe it wasn't up to the standards of a normal game, but again, you have to take into account everything. You know, it's the 3rd game in 7 days. And I know for Messi and Suarez, they didn't play, much in Atlanta, but most of these guys played and it's their 3rd game in a week. So I was kind of expecting, a close game and I was hoping that they inched it out, and I would be, happy that they inched it out. I thought they played decently well. Redondo had a really good second half. I think, look, at the end of the day, Inter Miami deserved the win, but a tie, I think it goes okay as well.
Look, if this would have ended 0-0, I would have come on here and I would have been very happy with the draw. Because drawing in NYCFC, they haven't won the last 14 games now. They've won 1 game in their last 14, but they're still in the playoffs because they continue to draw. That's what NYCFC.
What if the tables were turned? What if NYCFC had scored first and Inter Miami scored in the 94th minute? Would you be happy with the draw then?
Well, of course. That's what I said about. That's what I said about Atlanta, right? The team that gives up the points late always feels like the loser, and the team that salvages a point at the end always feels like the winner. That's always how it goes.
But you can't at this point of the season, you can't feel like a loser with with how these 2 games turned out. I mean, you went to Atlanta, you put an alternative lineup in. And then you had your studs come in at the end, and Miranchuk scores an out of control goal. What can you do about that? Nobody's gonna stop that. So you got to be happy with the point, because look, you're going into Atlanta where it's tough to play because of the turf. Everybody got out pretty much healthy. Those are the things that you got to be happy about, and they continue to get points, which is the good thing. Now they're coming back home, and this is where you got to take care of business, like my boy Chris says.
Well, I'll tell you.
I understand what you're saying.
Go ahead, Solana. Go ahead, Danny.
Well, I was just going to say, I understand. In the big picture, road games, getting a point is always a positive. I understand that. But when you take into consideration that today you were one play away from getting 3 points, and that on Wednesday you were 4 minutes away from getting another 2 points. Like, you dropped 4 points in the span of 5 total minutes. Like, I understand why you should still be big picture, but at the moment it doesn't feel that way, because you should have 4 extra points at this very moment. So I get what you're saying. Big picture, I get it. But at the very moment, my emotions say we were 4 minutes away from getting 6 points instead of 2. So it is a little frustrating that they couldn't hold on.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think that the tone would have been, I don't think that the tone would have been as different. I think it would have still been a little different, because if you really think about it, like, let's break the game down like how we usually do, right? First half, we're playing. Generally, I think I can feel comfortable in saying first half was really not a lot happening. It was just us trying to figure out the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
That was what I feel like the first half just generally was.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, if you look through sort of like what was happening in the game, yellow cards or whatever the case is, Ian Frey got a yellow card in the first half. Tana Sijevic got a yellow card in the first half. But other than that, you're talking about it was just figuring out the pitch. Second half is where the ball started really rolling and where the cards started flying, because that's another thing that I think we need to talk about. This ref completely lost control of this game. So there's people that are mentioning here that Redondo has been a big disappointment. To me, he played better today. Other players are
second
saying,
half especially.
Other people are saying Bright is not doing good. I didn't think Bright played that poorly today. I agree with Solana in one thing. I don't believe that the team, the majority, that they played poorly, because I don't believe that they did. There are 2 players that I feel like played poorly. Go ahead, Danny.
I just real quick, we usually leave this to the end, but I just saw this and it stood out to me. Foot Mob, you know how I always tell you with the grades, take a guess at who the lowest was? Who do you think the lowest was, Chris?
Taylor.
No.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Bright.
No.
No?
Bright was
Wow.
the 4th lowest.
The 4th lowest. So you're talking about the lowest of the low
Graded.
on this graded on this team. I mean,
On the
other
Foot
than
Mob.
that, hold on. Let's see what the chat has to say. Chat, chime in. You got people saying Bright. Hold on. Messi.
A lot of Messies.
Gressel.
Oh, you have to.
It was
Well, you can't do
Messi.
the chat because there's a lot of people that are on the website as we're talking, Chris.
Messi. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So wow, Messi was ranked the lowest.
Yeah, he was the lowest grade. I don't know how they do those grades. And
Yeah.
I mean, Messi was creating space for others to run into. So I don't know how. Look, I said I have no idea how they calculate this, because I wouldn't have said that Messi was low. Oh, Messi had that hockey assist, right? That hockey assist on that goal. So I'm surprised that they graded him so low, because I thought he didn't have a huge impact, right? Because it was hard for him to get going in this narrow pitch. But when he got his foot on the ball, I thought he was making more.
Well, while you're paying attention to your tablet, Red Hat says, "Okay, I'm gonna say it. Inter Miami is a better team without Messi."
Oh,
All right,
God.
I'm
How
out.
many strays is this guy gonna catch?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
How many strays are you gonna
Oh
catch,
my
Red Hat? I mean, the whole mob is after you as we speak.
Yeah, I want to touch on that real quick, but I'll do it after we're done talking about the show, because that'll just take us on a whole nother tangent. But
We can save that for the end.
I
go
didn't think Messi. Again, I didn't think Messi played that bad. He
didn't have a huge impact. But
but if you look, okay, in the first half, he had a pass to Suarez that could have ended up in a goal. And he had a couple, 2 or 3 other passes that were in dangerous spaces, but the people just got around him and he couldn't do what he normally does. He didn't have the space to do what he normally does on a bigger pitch. So,
and for those that aren't aware, James Sands and Keaton Parks are 2 studs. Defense, they're double pivot, and when you're playing in that narrow pitch, those 2 guys, along with the back line, it's basically 6 defenders back there. They have mastered how to defend in that stadium. So that's why you kept hearing the name Keaton Parks, James Sands, U.S. men's national team. Like, those 2 guys are studs back there. It was going to be a tough. I was extremely happy when I thought we were going to come away with the win, because I was expecting a draw.
I just want to let Angel know this is freedom of speech here. I can't kick him out the chat. Right? I can't do it. For as much as a lot of people want me to kick him out of the chat, listen, guys, freedom of speech. Just be nice with what you're talking about. He's free to say what he wants about Messi in terms of whether it's good or not to have him play. I don't want to blame Messi. I want to blame the pitch, number one, and I want to blame the ref. Lost complete control of the game.
Can I say one quick thing though?
Go ahead.
And I don't want to go like deep into it, but a lot of talk on Twitter about how we lost. Oh, sorry, we drew in Atlanta because Messi came into the game. I couldn't disagree more.
Yeah,
I do think the substitutions were poor, but I did not think it was because Messi specifically came on the pitch. And again, I don't want to jump right into that, but when I've been seeing that going around social media, and I don't know what's going on right now on social media. It's wild.
It's one of the most awful takes of America, right? Like it's.
If you've noticed, I've been off for like 2 or 3 days.
It's a good thing.
Those things.
Yes,
I read those things, and I threw my phone away. I was like, I'm not gonna take part in this crap. Like
this guy said, what? Toss my phone in the ocean.
No, that's straight up Solana bait, and I was like, nope, done.
Yeah. And One World One Goal says, Danny, they have the most even back line to pull the offsides to like a laser pointer accuracy.
No, look, they know how to play on that pitch, and they take full advantage.
I actually kind of, Johnny Depp is saying that referee gave so much cards. I actually want to kind of count the cards over because he went bananas at some point. Like, and I don't think I have all of the yellow cards registered here.
There was 9 for the players, and then he gave 2 to Tata's son. So if you want to count those 2, it was 11.
I mean, yeah, you have to count those, right? Like,
so it was 11.
He's suspended.
Shout out Peaches.
Shout out to Peaches with the 2 super slam. Too many silly yellow vets should be the example. Yeah. Jay Hopper is saying 9. I'm counting the coach ones. I don't care.
So it's 11.
I mean, we have Ian Frey, Jordi Alba, and Thomas Aviles. Like, get out of the rumble, bro.
You know, it's funny. It's because he was nowhere near there. But he's like, what?
No,
They're giving out yellows?
What? Let me go collect one of those.
I need another one. Like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, you saw him running to the mob. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I need to get my daily yellow.
Go ahead, Solana.
How about Jordy's push in the back though? I mean, like textbook push in the back. I mean, it was perfect in the slow-mo. You saw like it was just perfect. It was absolutely perfect. But I want to know what was going on between the Brazilian and Messi, because they were jawing like back and forth for a while. And then I want to know what Tata's son said, because whatever he said got that referee heated in a heartbeat, because he gave a yellow, turned around and went back and just gave him the other yellow and the red.
I have no idea what they would have been beefing about. Upcode is saying Tata's family getting yellows.
I think Tata got also, so it might be 12 yellows.
Yeah, ABJ is saying Aviles' yellow card was the highlight of the match. It literally was. I'm literally watching it. And so you see Alba, you see Messi, you see like some other randos. And then out of nowhere, Aviles is like, I need that smoke in my life. I need one of these in my life. This yellow card that I'm holding in my hand.
He wasn't in the picture. You just randomly just...
Bro, Chris, I got an idea. Why don't you send that to him and tell him, yo, put this inside your sock or in your shin guard. That way you don't have to get one. You got one with you at all times. Maybe he'll learn that way. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I mean, either that or I'm going to buy him a yellow reverse card from Uno and then just have him flip it back to the referee at that point.
Well, next yellow, he gets another suspension.
Oh, I mean, it figures. And next game is going to be against Charlotte at home.
He'll get that yellow that game. So he's missing the Columbus game the week after.
Columbus game, important as hell. And then he's going to get one against Toronto and New England, and then miss the first game in the playoffs.
I don't think they carry over.
Well, I mean, I hope not, because if not, then he's got a hell of a savings. Yeah, let me see. Hold on. And you want to show it? You want to show it? No,
he's gonna play like a maniac that last game. There you go.
My son just handed me the card that I should be sending over, so I'm gonna send this over to Tata. I'm to Toto. Thank you, Jose.
Right. So things got a little wild in the 63rd, 4th, 5th, and 8th minute. It felt like it was just a yellow card bonanza. Santi Rodriguez for them got a yellow, which is also going to be rough. And I see a lot of people saying that the supporter shield is in question. We're still in the driver's seat.
Yeah, but dude, Angelo Oses says supporter shield and no cup would be a disappointment. Like I don't know what it is.
But let me check the math real quick. Go ahead, keep going.
Solana, I mean, look, I don't know if I'm knee jerking here too much, but I feel like we're crumbling at the worst time.
No, not at all.
Crumbling?
No,
Did we
I
lose?
feel like we're crumbling. Like
Why?
2 ties in a row against teams we should have won with.
Look right here. How many losses do we have all year long?
Look, we have 4, but like we should
Are
be
we crumbling,
21,
really?
5-4.
We should be, but it's not that serious. We're not crumbling.
It's
So
literally
I'm overreacting.
absolutely, bro. Hey, honestly, go have a margarita tonight. Actually, screw the margarita. Just go straight to the tequila. Take 2 or 3 shots. Just hang out, Chris. Chill out. It's all good, buddy. It's all good.
Yeah.
Look, just be glad that the players are able to go have a New York glizzy and they're not in Chicago and they have to go have a Chicago glizzy. Like, it's all good in the hood. Like, no worries, no worries. And you just got to get the 3 points against Charlotte. I mean, look, you win your home games, you win the supporter shield. I mean, that's it. Win the home games, win supporter shield.
And I want to mention
the magic number is 7. The magic number is 7.
How many home games do we have
left?
We have 2 home games left. We have 4 games left altogether. We have 2 home games, 2 road games. We literally win those 2 home games against Charlotte and New England, which we should. And then you get a draw at worst against either Toronto or Columbus, and you already got the supporter shield. And that's taking into account that Columbus wins every single game. They get 3 points, no draws. They win every single game, and they have 6 games left. I'm sorry, I don't think Columbus wins 6 out of 6. Yeah, they have us. Yeah, they have us. If we draw with them, we need less than 7. So we're fine. We're gonna have the supporter shield, guys. Relax.
Tank says yellow card for Chris, definitely overreacting. And then my name is JF says Chris and Mez need to see a therapist. I already see one, so I'm gonna have to check if Mez sees one. Look, I might be overreacting, but like I don't know. We have right now. Go ahead.
I don't want to do all the math real quick, but Mez said that's only 71 points. Correct. That's only 71 points, and Columbus would also have 71 points. But you need to. The tiebreaker is wins, and we would have more wins at that point if we both make it to 71 points, which would make us the supporter shield winners.
But I think he's referring more towards the MLS point record, maybe, because that's 73.
Oh, no.
So for us to get there,
we need a win and we need 3 wins and a tie.
Yeah, we would need 3 wins and a tie minimum.
Yeah, we need 10 points.
So hold on. So we went from at the beginning of the season, we got to win 2 out of 3 trophies to now, we definitely got to win these 2, right? But now folks are complaining that they're not going to make the points record. Like, really?
Dude, look.
What is going on with Miami fan base, bro? That's crumbling.
Letting that last goal in is indefensible. I'm with you, Chris.
Okay, you, Dennis. No, well, I mean,
shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shut up, Danny.
Bitch, I was just going to agree with you. I think I was saying the same thing earlier.
Going. Yes, keep going.
What I was saying is that to say that the team is crumbling is the part that's a little silly. Because yes, I agree, it's very frustrating, but to say that we're crumbling, I think is a little much. Cincinnati is at 55. They have 5 games left, so the most that they can get is 15. So the most points that Cincy can get is 70 points.
Well, it says they have no games in hand.
Right. They have 5 games to go. So if they win every game, they get 15 points. That's 70 points. If we get 71, we win. The magic number for us is 7.
Shout out to Peaches with another super slam. Says, stop making me agree with Solana.
Who's Orlando playing today? Everybody's saying that they're going to root for Orlando.
I made a bet. I made a bet for Orlando. So I think they're playing like Jeez, I forgot. What? Why are you shaking your head?
You gotta
Why are you
stop
shaking
betting,
it?
man.
Well, it's too late,
Why?
and I
What?
bet on Miami.
That's why we
Sorry.
fucking
They
lost.
play Columbus.
They play
Orlando plays
Columbus today.
Columbus.
Oh, okay. I'm still rooting for
Yeah.
Columbus. Okay.
And Inter Miami messed up my whole deal today, so I'm gonna have to make another $5 bet to recoup my $5.
Thank you for everybody that said Columbus in the chat. Yeah, I just saw it's Columbus.
Hey,
I'm
just
still rooting for Columbus.
Root for a tie.
If
That
they
would
get
be the
a
best
tie,
bet.
They get a tie. It's
forget
done.
about it. All of a sudden, the magic number drops from 71 to 69.
That's a
This is-
great number. Just saying.
Listen, Mez is saying right here, if we just won last match and this match, we'd already have 68. This is why I'm crumbling, Danny.
And we could be
This is-
69ing next week. Damn, he's right. Damn.
Look, and that's why I said like 10, 15 minutes ago that although Solana is looking big picture, right now emotionally, I'm a little frustrated. But big picture, Solana's right. We're still in the driver's seat for the supporter shield. And when you get a point on the road, that's what you need to do. You need to at least get points on the road, and we did. In the MLS, it's tough to get points on the road, especially 2 road games in a row, 4 days apart. 3
I'm
days
drinking
apart.
today. I'm drinking today too, Alejandro, because I'm crumbling. And Tony asks, I'm gonna try to stop betting. I don't have a problem or anything. I'm only dropping like scratch offs, $5 here, $5 there. Not a big deal.
Now, I will tell you, remember, who was it? Well, we were kicking ass, right? And then we were winning, and before Messi got back, and everybody's like, oh, this is great. I don't want Messi to come back into the playoffs. And we were like, why? This is why you want Messi to come back before the playoffs. Knock off a little rust, start getting into the rhythm of playing with everybody again. Has Messi looked bad? I don't think he's looked bad since he's come back, but I don't think he's looked like Messi. Will he get there by the playoffs? I absolutely expect him to be Messi. And that's that he had a good game last week, right? He had the 2 goals and 1 assist. So this is why you don't wait until the playoffs to bring him back. He now has 4 more games to get in a rhythm with all of his teammates, and we're going to get rolling. And by the time the playoffs come around, you're not going to worry about these 2 draws. We're going to feel really good. We won the supporter shield, and we're going to move on. And the playoffs are going to be really, really fun.
Overall, Solana, because I know you mentioned that you needed to step out in a little bit, but what was your outlook? Well, give us who your man of the match other than Messi was, and who is your what is it? How do you say it, Danny?
Who's getting the Que Pena award?
Yeah,
The Que Pena. So the Que Pena is an easy one, right? It's Robert Taylor. I mean, he got in the way of Suarez's goal. He just couldn't find his
Robert
his
Taylor had a
rhythm
rough
in the
game.
He just couldn't find his rhythm in the game. And he's more of a guy where I think he's dangerous when the pitch is wider. He has more space to work with.
Oh,
He can go 1v1 on you. So to me, this was a weird game to go with 3 forwards for Tata. Maybe he should have went 4-4-2 or, you know.
Well, I think when he changed it to the whole 3-3-2-1 towards the end, or 3-4-2-1, where he had the 3-4-2-1 where he had Messi and Suarez kind of roaming behind Campana up top. I think that worked best.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that to me is my stinker. I mean, other than the referee, I mean, that guy was Freeman was brutal. But to me, the man of the match, it's got to be Drake, man. It's got to be Drake.
Ooh, I was going to say the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I've been hard on Drake for a long time, and I wrote it to you guys in the chat. To me, it looked like he was playing a lot better on the ball, more confident on the ball. He had a nice couple 1 touches on the ball, which was nice. He had one time where he used his left and it went absolutely nowhere, but whatever. You're allowed that, once in a while if you're a goalie. But overall, I thought he had key saves and he seems to be getting more comfortable with the ball, which is what you want out of your goalie going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then to the point of your Robert Taylor usually disappears when he has Jordi Alba kind of playing on that left side with him. The fact that Jordi Alba was behind him and there was also no space for him to work on those one-on-ones, Robert Taylor was non-existent this game. Yeah. So I think that's a great choice for the Que Pena award because Que Pena, that was bad.
Yeah, absolutely awful.
Well, Solana, if you have to head out, You do your thing. I know you gotta do your Uruguay thing now.
Yeah, man, I got to do this all over again, bro. I got to suffer for another 90 and then, do a post game. So let's hope for a better outcome. I'm okay with a tie. Let's put it that way. But
Look,
then I'm drinking heavily, like somebody said in the chat tonight. So
no winners, no losers. Kissing
That's
sisters,
it.
right?
all right,
Yep.
fellas.
All right, guys.
Always a blast, man. Hey, and
All right.
hit that like button, man. There's a lot of people in the chat and not a lot of likes. Hit the like button.
Yes.
All right, Solana.
Thank you, Solana. And he is outie shouty.
All right, so my man of the match, I kind of want to give it a Toto Aviles. It's just it frustrates me when he ran up and just he volunteered.
Requested.
You ever seen the Hunger Games where
Yes.
where they like what is it they called when they like sacrifice
Volunteer as
themselves or something?
tribute. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
He's like, no, give me the yellow. I want it all. It's like, come on, man. That's it. Everybody,
Yeah.
it's being handled. And then, who was it afterwards? Luis Suarez got a yellow after that. And I think they started like gathering up again. And Ian Frey had basically bodied Thomas Aviles because he started going after them again. I was like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Do you
you had to
not
pull him
think?
away.
Do you not think at all? Like, come on, my guy. Like, let's have some common sense. But with those silly instances aside, on the pitch, I thought that he did a really good job defensively. Like I've always said, I thought Toto does a great job defending. When the ball is at his feet,
Yeah.
he makes a lot of mistakes, and I understand that. And I also believe that he makes a lot of stupid fouls, especially when it's in the midfield for no reason. But today, inside that box, I thought he did a good job. Even though NYCFC, I felt dominated a large portion of that game, they didn't score until the very last play, and I think Toto Aviles is a big reason why. So to me, the man of the match, other than Messi, is Toto Aviles.
I was gonna give it. I was gonna give it to Frey.
Okay.
I think Frey played a hell of a game. I think that he hustled his ass off. He actually made a really clean pass in the second half that almost led to a goal. That was straight to Messi. Frey, I really loved the back three that we saw today. Like I really love that back three.
Drake. Somebody in the chat, Angel said Drake had a big game also.
It's a shame. It's really a shame.
Defensively, although NYC felt like they were doing well, I felt like the defense was holding it down. That's why Jordi Alba wasn't able to contribute a lot because he was playing pretty deep back there also. It was on offense that our attack was suffering. But that's what I like about this team, right? We can have a bad game, and all we need is one opportunity. And that's what we got. I really thought we were going to come out with a win and just one shot on target. And I was okay with it, obviously. But, we got a point, I guess.
I think that the back three played very well. The set piece just crumbled us at the end of the game. I can't even say that defensively we were bad. It's an advantage that NYCFC has over every single other team in the league. So this is something that's not new to them. Our defense, for the most part, played pretty solid against many circumstances that they just couldn't be able to control. The cards, the field, a lot of things.
Well, you know who I thought had a sneaky good game, and we just mentioned it like 20 minutes ago, but I want to reiterate it because I saw some people saying that he was poor. I thought Redondo had a good game.
Yes.
I thought that from his position, he was taking some risk and pressing up top. I thought he was winning some duels in the middle of the field. He connected on a couple of long balls. Like, I thought Redondo had a pretty good game. Was he looking like the second coming of Busquets? No, but I thought he had a pretty good game. So,
well, I felt like he also handled the ball well in a cluttered area, small pitch, handled the ball very well, and you could tell that he's typically one to keep the ball close whenever he's running, but like he handled the ball fairly well this game.
And my name is Jeff said, he said Busquets seems to be your secret sauce. Oh, no, it was Sean Callahan that said that I ate a gummy. If I'm saying Redondo had a good game, I thought he had a good game. I think he was the man of the match. No, but for people to say that he had a poor game, no, I thought he played pretty well.
It wasn't poor, man. He didn't play bad.
No,
he didn't. I don't feel like he played bad or bright.
And like we said, we didn't have a preview game episode for today. But another thing that I would have said on the preview show, I've seen NYCFC play enough that I know that you need to be very clinical with your midfield and connecting passes and creating up the middle. And that's where a lot of teams suffer because of the narrow pitch, obviously.
Yeah.
And I would have said that most teams suffer and it would take them some time to adjust. But I thought that if any team could, Inter Miami has the talent and the tactical skills from this midfield, from players like Redondo and Busquets, Messi, that they would figure it out. I was surprised today to see that they had such a hard time working around the congested midfield. I thought that they would do a better job of handling that. And maybe Busquets would have helped, but I definitely thought that they would have handled it a little better.
Yeah, I guess we just got to chalk this up as we got the tie on a pitch that we're not familiar with. It wasn't a bad outcome. We got 2 other home games left. We got 2 away games left or 3 away games left. I believe at this point we have let's see.
We have 2 home and 2 away.
We have two home and 2 away. So we play our next home game next Saturday, and then next Wednesday is another game. Then the following Saturday is another game. And then from there it's 2 weeks until our final game in Miami. So it's gonna be fun. I mean, who knows? I mean, at that point, that Miami game might be the game where we actually can be able to claim the supporter shield, I guess, maybe, or at least get the record.
Well, no. Tony Axe is saying something here. Tony Axe is the one that pointed out the whole tiebreaker thing. And now he's saying that 7 points isn't enough. Now, Tony Axe, real quick. 7 points gets us to 71 points. Columbus wins out. They get to 71 points. And at that point, Columbus would have 21 wins, and we would also have 21 wins if we just get 7 points exactly. So the tiebreaker after that would either be goals for or goal differential. I have to double check on what that is, if it's goals for or goal differential. If it's goal differential, then it'll be interesting because we're really close in goal differential. I think Columbus leads by like 2. And if it's goals for, we got that by a lot. So just got to check that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess while you're looking that up, Mike Villa is mentioning here Boosie is the captain and the in-game coach of this team. I also feel like Jordi Alba does a little bit of that too. And Soccer Daddy is mentioning we missed Boosie these 2 games. I don't want to say too much that we missed him last game. I feel like we probably missed him more this game. But for sure, I don't want to say that last game that we missed him. I felt like we did pretty well without all of our big hitters.
And then, yes, it's Columbus leads in goal differential by 2. So that would be the tiebreaker then. So at that point, it looks interesting because then we got to take New England and Charlotte and put up 10 on them. So we'll see. All right. Do you have anything else, Chris? Because I think that's about it. Oh, did you want to talk about the whole Messi thing?
Yeah, I mean, we can. I mean, we could do that now, or we could save it for, I mean, since we have we have a week.
Till the next game, yeah.
We have a week until the next game. We could do that now. We can tease it until next week.
Okay, we can leave it for Monday. But just I think it's silly that people are saying that we are better without Messi.
Yeah.
Messi just came back. Messi came back into which is great that it's a winning team. So he's getting adjusted again, knocking off the rust. And I mean, we played a tough team here today. And we should have snuck out with a win. And you saw how that congested field looked. Like, I wouldn't blame anybody for having a subpar game. And then the Atlanta game, he came in the second half. And then the game before that, he scored 2 goals and had an assist. So I would pump the brakes on that. But again, we can get much deeper into that on Monday.
Yeah.
I think that was the tease.
Yeah, that was the tease. And Tank is asking, did y'all see the options for 1 season ticket holder gift? They're shameful. Listen, I went back and Joe Kerr on his Twitter has the same gifts that I told you about, Danny. So now, we got problems.
We'll post this picture on Monday so you guys can get a clearer look. But the people that have the real money, right? They have much nicer gift options. Okay. And we'll post this picture on Monday so you guys can see it. But their options were a lot nicer than the regular Joe Blows. So
I want a backpack. I don't care. I want a backpack.
all right. Well,
Okay.
Well,
Give me a
we'll see.
backpack,
But
Danny.
yeah, I think Florida man keeps asking to see this.
He says, "What's that drawing by the figure?" Yes.
This is a Messi figure right here.
That guy looks like
Wow.
not Messi. Well, kind of does a little bit.
The figure?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a figure.
Mo Farul is asking, "Is it a bobblehead?" No, I don't think it's a bobblehead.
No, it's just a regular figure. I have another one. I considered giving it away at some point.
And then Mr. Krause is asking if that's you in that
Right,
painting.
In this, yeah, it's one of those weird paintings that they do at the fairs where they draw everybody
Yes.
exaggerated. Yes.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. We'll cover a little bit of everything this coming week.
I guess it does kind of look like Christoph.
It does look like Christoph. I mean, it looks kind of like. Yeah, it does kind of look like Christoph.
I can see the Christoph.
Yeah, I
But
can definitely see that.
But from afar, it looks good. So
I mean,
that's why
it looks like
I
he
keep
has-
it back. That's why I keep it back there instead of putting it in your faces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it looks dope. It's dope.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think we're about to start gas bagging. So I guess we'll cut it off here, unless you have
Yeah.
anything else or anybody in the chat has anything that they want to chime in about.
No, that's it, my friend. That was it could have been a better outcome, but I mean, a point is a point. It's not a loss, so I'm good with it.
And Columbus has to literally win 6 games in a row, and we all we need is 7 points out of the last 4.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good. So, all right,
I'm gonna go and make a bet
we'll
on
be back
Orlando.
on Monday. That what?
That Orlando wins, so that way hopefully they lose.
We need a draw, man. We need them to draw. If they draw, Orlando doesn't do well, but Columbus also falls, which is a good thing.
And this needs to be answered right here. My name is Jay. Says Jets pod incoming because they were awesome Thursday night.
Yeah, we have a pod. We did a post game for the Jets game. Battered Jets fans on YouTube. So if you care to listen to the Jets, I'd never promoted on here because I just assume you guys hate the Jets. So I never promoted on here. But if you want to hear about the Jets, battered Jets fans, we also have battered Dolphins fans. We have a pod coming up in the next couple of days also. So feel free to join in on those communities and follow those YouTube channels. All right. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please give us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And for those of you in the chat, as always, you guys are awesome. Please leave us a like before you get out of here. And as always, you guys are the best part of the show. We appreciate you hanging out with us for the last 49 minutes. And we're going to be back on Monday in English and in Espanol at 10 o'clock. We'll be talking probably a lot of Messi, I have a feeling. And see, there you go. I hate the Jets. So what sport do they play? All right. Thank you, Supercalifragilistic. That was funny. All right. And I'm sure we'll gas back some during the week also because it's not a lot to talk about. So until the next one, have a good one.